I first met Amelia when her father, Edwin Earhart, was losing a battle to alcohol. He just couldn't control himself, one drink after another. Her father tried, really tried, but couldn't break the bond. She ended up moving back and forth from home to her grandparents' house. I really liked her grandparents' house. It was nice and big and smelled like lavender. There was always adventure there, and no matter what, she would find it. The adventures were like an escape from home. Her sister Muriel and her would climb trees,
Muriel, look!
hunt for rats, and they went on the best sled rides. Those were my favorite adventures to watch, because that was when she was the happiest. Amy had to practically force Edwin to get help. It wasn't easy, but her father finally sought out help when Amelia was 10, although nothing was working. Amy wanted the best for the girls, so she sent them to live with their grandparents. A little bit about Amy. She is Amelia's mom, and she spent most of her time helping Edwin. She always said he had the potential to get better. Amy tried really hard. It never seemed enough. When the family was reunited again, Edwin still couldn't hold on to a job, which caused the family to move around a lot. I lost her a couple times, but found her again in 1915. Amelia, all grown up, a senior in high school. Nothing really changed, though. Her father was still in between jobs. Whenever the family was around him, it was just gloomy and mellow. Everyone was just so disappointed in him and his efforts to support the family. Amy had had enough. She realized she needed a divorce. It was for the sake of the children. The divorce caused Amelia to not rely on anyone. Not that she ever had anyone to rely on anyways. Life for Amelia got better. She went to finishing school in Philadelphia, which was good because she could finally leave the gloom that was implanted in Kansas. Second year of finishing school, she left Philly to go to Canada because she wanted to help pilots. Which she did. She aided pilots and nurses back to health. I could tell she was inspired by their stories and journeys and the unnecessary war that was going on. I took away way too many souls from this war. Some people come into this world thinking they have no purpose, but Amelia, she knew. Amelia knew she had to fly. She got to go to the air show, however, only for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is never enough to do anything except to realize that flying is her passion, and that it was what she was born to do. Her purpose. Amelia had to learn how to fly. She was determined and nothing would stop her. She knew that becoming a pilot was her purpose, and she couldn't stop till she succeeded. She worked several jobs. I watched her bend over backwards trying to earn enough money to take flying lessons. She finally saved enough money to do so, and she was ecstatic. She even went to the extent of cutting her hair like the other female pilot. She eventually saved up enough money to buy a second-hand plane, nicknamed the Canary. She was so happy. The plane was bright yellow, and I like to think it matched the sky that day. I guess bright yellow is the color of happiness. One afternoon, a couple years after she bought her first plane, she got a phone call in which she was asked to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. I collected 3 women's souls from them trying to be the first women to fly across the Atlantic. And finally, a few months later, she took off from Harbor Grace on her way to Paris. Unfortunately, many complications occurred, and she made an unplanned landing in a cow pasture in Ireland. Overall, though, she succeeded and was rewarded with a gold medal. Amelia then flew across the Pacific and then from Mexico to Newark. Her 40th birthday was nearing, and she wanted to do something big and final. She wanted to be the first woman to fly across the world. She attempted the big flight once, but it failed and damaged her plane a great deal, but she believed she had one more flight left in her. A letter to her husband. Please know that I'm quite aware of the hazards. I want to do it because I want to do it. Women must try to do things men have. When they fail, their failure must be but a challenge to others. And on July 2nd, she took off. Her last words, "We are running north and south." Amelia was gone. You think that I know what happened to her, but I don't. All I remember is her soul slowly drifting to my hand. It wasn't fair for her to work so hard and then disappear. She didn't get to see her accomplishments or how many people she inspired, but I like to think wherever she was that she knew that people were proud of her. The world isn't fair, and sometimes it doesn't give people what they deserve. Amelia definitely didn't deserve to disappear, but the world works in ways we don't understand, and at this point, we just have to accept it.